Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in the previous session, we have discussed about rate law, rate expression, or you can say rate equation. So there we studied the characteristics of a rate expression. So two things I said. One is whenever we say rate law, rate expression, it is a experimental quantity. Okay, so how we are going to write rate according to rate law means only by knowing the experiment. So we defined it, rate law. Thereafter we considered reactions, simple reactions and complex reactions, and we even specified the rate equations according to rate law as well as law of mass action, and we noticed the differences between those expressions. Okay, well, in this session, we go to the another concept that is called molecularity. So, molecularity, before going to this session, we know that whenever we think of reactant species, during a chemical reaction, what happens? Reactants are being converted into product. There may be 1 mole of reactants involved in a reaction, or else there may be more than 1 mole of reactant species involved in a reaction. So here basically that molecularity deals with the number of moles of reactants involved in a reaction. During a chemical reaction, whatever the number of moles of reactants which are going to give product, that number of reactants are dealt by a concept called molecularity. So basically what we say, or how we are going to define the molecularity means, so molecularity, the total number of reactant species. So what we are saying, molecularity is nothing but it is the total number of reactant species taking part in any elementary step. As we know that in simple reaction there is only one step, so we call elementary step. But what about complex reaction? In complex reaction there involves a sequence of elementary steps or elementary reactions. So what we can say here, molecularity deals with the total number of reactant species involved in any elementary step of a reaction. So I can say here, so the total number of reactant species taking part in an elementary reaction. Okay, further, which must collide simultaneously to give a product or products. So necessary condition to consider the molecularity of reaction, so we are going to deal with the elementary reactions, and whatever the reactant species, they must collide simultaneously. So we don't know how many number of moles of reactants involved, but the thing is, if you want to consider its molecularity, what is necessary thing? Those number of reactant species must collide simultaneously is the necessary condition. So what is the definition? The total number of reactant species taking part in an elementary reaction which must collide simultaneously to give product or products is called molecularity of that reaction. See, if there is only one reactant molecules, so one is the molecularity. If there are 2 moles of reactants involved, so 2 is the molecularity as like. So molecularity of a reaction means it is the total number of reactant species of a elementary step or elementary reaction which must collide simultaneously to give a product is called molecularity. Or else in another way, how I can say, number of molecules that are present in the elementary step of a reaction is called molecularity of that elementary step. Okay, well, so here molecularity, if I consider, molecularity must be always a whole number, since we know that whenever if I consider 1 mole of a reactant, that entire reactant molecule involved in a reaction, not the part of the molecule involved in a reaction. So entire molecule will be involved in a reaction. Therefore, we say molecularity must be always whole number. It never be zero or fraction. So it is a one important thing to be remembered. So whenever if I consider molecularity, value for a molecularity. So molecularity is always whole number. Further, molecularity is a theoretical concept. Okay, as like law of mass action is a theoretical concept. Similarly, here molecularity is also theoretical concept. How we are going to determine the molecularity means only by using a balanced elementary step. Means to specify the molecularity, what is needed? Just we need a balanced chemical equation is enough to specify the molecularity. Well here, so based on the molecularity, reactions can be classified into different types. So now we can consider types of reactions based on molecularity. Type of reactions based on molecularity. So based on molecularity, those reactions can be classified into three types. Well, what is the first one? Unimolecular reactions. Well, what the name says, unimolecular. So you know that uni refers to one molecular. So 1 mole of reactant species. So as the title says unimolecular, so we can say 1 mole of reactant species involved in a reaction, or we can say 1 mole of reactant species is going to give product. So definition, what it says, a type of reaction which involves only one molecule of reactant. What we are specifying, only one molecule of reactant to give product is called unimolecular reaction. So there will be only one molecule of reactant. It undergoes certain changes, chemical changes, or say it may undergo decomposition, thermal decomposition, or else some other kind of changes, so that it gives rise to product. So necessary thing here, unimolecular means yes, there is only 1 mole of reactant species involved, which gives the product. Examples: say ammonium nitrate gives rise to nitrogen and water. Decomposition of calcium carbonate gives rise to calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. In these cases, these both are balanced equations only. Say they are example for even simple reactions. Here, 1 mole of reactant species gives rise to product in both the cases. Therefore, I can consider these are examples for unimolecular reactions. Okay, so what is unimolecular reaction? It is a type of reaction which involves only one molecule of reactants to give product. Okay, well, coming to the second one, say what is the second? Bimolecular. So as like uni one, now here bi refers to two. So bimolecular reaction means one can say yes, that reaction involves 2 moles of reactant species. They react among themselves to give product. So I can say a type of reaction which involves 2 molecules of reactant. Bimolecular, what it is? It is a type of reaction which involves 2 molecules of reactant which collide with each other simultaneously to give product or products is called bimolecular reaction. As I mentioned, molecularity, to specify the molecularity, what is necessary thing? Those reactant molecules should undergo simultaneous collision with one another. So in bimolecular, yes, it is possible 1 and 2 they collide simultaneously. Two reactant molecules they collide simultaneously to give product. And I can say yes, there is a possibility. There is a possibility of simultaneous collision between these two reactant molecules. 1 and 2 reactant molecules they can collide simultaneously. It is possible. So I can consider bimolecular reaction. So what is the definition? A type of reaction which involves 2 molecules of reactant which collide simultaneously to give product or products is called bimolecular reaction. Well, examples, say reaction between N2 and O2. N2 and O2 plus O2 gives rise to 2NO, nitric oxide. Decomposition of hydrogen iodide. So 2 moles of hydrogen iodide and decomposition gives H2 plus I2. Here 2 moles of identical species involved. Here 2 moles of different species, reactant species involved. It means in bimolecular reactions, necessary thing there will be 2 moles of reactant species. Those 2 moles of reactant species may be identical or it may be different. We have particular example for those things. Well, so it is regarding bimolecular reactions. Well, the last one, what is that? Say termolecular reaction. So termolecular, what I can say now? There will be three reactant molecules. So definition, a type of reaction which involves 3 moles of reactants or 3 molecules of reactant which collide simultaneously to give product or products is called termolecular reaction. It means, well, why we are considering even termolecular in the sense, say one collides simultaneously with the 2 and 3. If I consider the second reactant molecule, yes, second can collide simultaneously with the 1 and 3. If I consider the third reactant molecule, yes, third simultaneously collide with 1 as well as 2. In the sense, we can say all those three reactant molecules, they collide simultaneously with each other. Yes, if I consider 3 moles of reactant species, simultaneous collision is possible. Therefore, we can consider termolecular reactions. So what it says? A reaction in which 3 moles of reactant species which collide simultaneously to give product is called termolecular reactions. Well, example, so again in bimolecular, as I said, those two reactant molecules may be identical or different. Similarly, here also in these termolecular reactions, these three reactant species may be identical or it may be different. Well, example, say 2NO plus O2 gives rise to 2NO2. So, in this example, what happens? There will be 2 moles of NO, nitric oxide, and 1 mole of O2 molecule. So, totally 3 moles of reactant molecules involved. Therefore, it is considered as a termolecular reaction. So, as I said, based on the molecularity of a reaction, reactions are of how many types? 3 types. Okay, what are those? Unimolecular reaction, bimolecular reaction, and the third one, termolecular reaction. So, what do you mean by unimolecular reaction? A type of reaction which involves one molecule of reactant to give product. Bimolecular means it is a type of reaction which involves 2 molecules of reactant which collide simultaneously to give product. Termolecular reaction, a type of reaction which involves 3 molecules of reactant which collide simultaneously to give product. Okay, well, as like if you continue, yes, is there possibility of tetramolecular, pentamolecular, hexamolecular or octamolecular? But as we considered only 3 types, why not the rest? Why they not considered the tetramolecular, pentamolecular, hexamolecular reaction means, as I said, the necessary condition, what it is? It is the simultaneous collision among the reactant molecules. If I consider more than 3 reactant species, say 1, 2, 3, 4. According to collision theory, as we said, all reactant species are considered as a spheres. So I have considered a spherical shape of the reactant molecules. If I consider 4 reactant species, what happens? Say if I consider collision of first reactant molecule, yes, it can collide with the second and fourth. What about the remaining? Yes, is not going to have a simultaneous collision between another molecule. Say in this specified diagram, first reactant molecule can collide with second and fourth simultaneously, but we are not going to get a simultaneous collision with the third reactant molecule. Similarly, if I consider the second reactant molecule, it simultaneously collide with first and third, but not with the fourth, as like 3 and 4. So what I can say, if I consider more than 3 reactant species, yes, a reaction may involve more than 3 reactant species. In a balanced equation, yes, we are going to come across a reaction which involves more than 3 reactant species. But what happens if I consider more than 3 reactant species? We won't get a simultaneous collision among the reactant species. Therefore, it is the reason molecularity greater than 3, never predicted. So molecularity is up to 3. Molecularity of a reaction may be 1, it may be 2, or it may be 3, but molecularity of a reaction beyond 3 never predicted yet. Okay, so that is what to be remembered here. The probability that 4 or more reactants will simultaneously collide with sufficient kinetic energy and proper orientation to react is very rare. Therefore, molecularity greater than 3 are never proposed or predicted. So it is one important thing to be remembered. Well, here one ionic equation I have written, say 5Br minus plus BrO3 minus plus 6H plus gives rise to 3Br2 plus 3H2O. Then I count the number of reactant species involved here. So 5 reactant species, 1 BrO3. So total 6 plus 6, 12 reactant species involved. It means molecularity of a reaction is 12, but practically it is not so. Okay, so yes, it is a balanced equation, it involves 12 reactant species, but its molecularity never be 12. Okay, so what is the rate says? Rate is equal to K into Br minus raised to 1, BrO3 minus raised to 1 and H plus raised to 2. So it gives the rate law. And second thing, say the reaction between potassium chlorate and ferrous sulfate. If I look at the equation, say KClO3 plus 6 FeSO4 plus 3 H2SO4 gives rise to KCl plus 3 Fe2SO4 taken twice plus 3 H2O. Again, in this reaction also, if you look at the number of moles of reactant species, 1 plus 6, 7, 7 plus 3, 10. Yes, in this equation also there are 10 reactant species. It doesn't mean that molecularity of this reaction is 10. Okay, so remember molecularity, possible molecularity are only 1, 2 or 3. Molecularity beyond 3 never considered. Well, it's regarding molecularity of a reaction and types of reaction based on molecularity. Well, I hope you understood this. Well, what is molecularity? So molecularity is the total number of reactant species involved in a balanced chemical equation which must collide simultaneously to give product. Is called molecularity. And based on molecularity, there will be 3 types of reactions: unimolecular reaction, bimolecular reaction, and intermolecular reactions. Well, now we will go to one more concept called order of a reaction. So, well, order of a reaction. So, here order of a reaction is different from molecularity. Molecularity is one concept, order of a reaction is another concept. Means for a reaction, one can specify these two quantities, that is order as well as molecularity. For a reaction, one can specify two quantities. What are that? How we are going to write the rate? Rate can be written according to law of Marx action as well as second one, rate law, or I can say rate expression. So here, what is order means? In the rate expression, we are going to write rate is equal to K into concentration of reactant species raised to some powers. Some powers which may or may not be equal to stoichiometric coefficients. Well, here, if I consider order of a reaction, it speaks about those powers. Whatever those powers we are going to consider in the rate law, or I can say rate expression, or I can say rate equation. Whatever the powers present in the rate law or rate expression, if we add those powers, the resultant value gives the order of a reaction. So, just I will recall, say for a reaction, we are going to write rate equation according to rate law or rate expression. So, in the rate expression, whatever the powers present, if we add those powers, resultant will be order of that reaction. It means what you can say, order is nothing but it is the sum of the powers of concentration terms of a reactants. Sum of the powers of concentration terms of a reactants involved in a rate law expression. Involved in a rate law expression is called order of a reaction. So how we are going to define order? The sum of the power of concentration terms of reactants of a rate law expression is called order of a reaction. Well, say consider a general example illustration. A of A plus B of B plus C of C gives rise to product of products. It's a hypothetical equation. So here for this balanced equation, if I write the rate law or rate expression, so rate is equal to K into concentration of A raised to X, B raised to Y and C raised to Z. As earlier also I mentioned, these X, Y, Z are the powers which are obtained by knowing the experiment of, or I can say mechanism of a reaction. And further I said these quantities which may or may not be equal to respective stoichiometric coefficients. Well, here according to the definition, what is the order? Sum of the powers of, what are the powers here? X, Y and Z. These are the powers. Sum, we are adding those powers. So sum of the powers of concentration terms of a reactants involved in a rate law expression. Okay, so it is called order. And how it is denoted? It is denoted with the N. So order of a reaction, how one can get the order of a reaction means by adding the powers of concentration terms involved in a rate law. Okay. Well, if we go for example, say 2N2O5 gives rise to 4NO2 plus O2. What is the rate here? Rate expression, rate is equal to K into N2O5 raised to 1. So how many concentration terms? There is only one concentration term. And what is the power? 1 is the power. Therefore, order of a reaction is 1 here. Okay. Well, second, 2NO2 plus F2 gives rise to 2NO2F. Here rate expression is rate is equal to K into concentration of NO2 raised to 1 into concentration of F2 raised to 1. So two concentration terms, NO2 raised to 1, F2 raised to 1. So powers 1 and 1. So 1 plus 1. It is equal to 2. Therefore, I can say order of this reaction is 2. Say H2 plus I2 gives rise to 2HI. So rate expression, rate is equal to concentration of H2 raised to 1 into I2 raised to 1. Again, two concentration terms, individually they have 1 as their power, so total 2. So I can say reaction between H2 and I2, what is the order? Order is 2, or I can say second order. H2 plus Br2 gives rise to 2HBr. Now here, if I consider the rate expression, rate is equal to K into H2 raised to 1 into Br2 raised to half. Means rate is proportional to first power of concentration of H2 and half of the power of concentration of Br2. Now powers 1 and half. So 1 plus half, 3 by 2. So I can say here order of reaction between H2 and Br2 will be 3 by 2. H2 plus Cl2 gives rise to 2HCl, formation of hydrochloric acid in presence of sunlight. So rate expression here, rate doesn't depend on the concentration of H2 and Cl2. So I can say concentration of H2 raised to 0 into concentration of Cl2 raised to 0. So powers are 0, therefore order of the reaction is also 0. Well, so that I can say whenever you go through all those examples, what we observed? So we observed different values for order. So order of a reaction may be 0, it may be 1, 2, 3 or even we observed a fractional value for order. So I can say here order of a reaction, it may be 0 or it may be whole numbers or it may be fractional values. Okay. And one more thing to be remembered is order of a reaction is determined from what? By knowing the rate equation, or I can say rate expression. How we are going to get that rate expression? Only by conducting experiment. Therefore, in turn I can say order of a reaction is also experimental quantity. Okay. What about molecularity? We said molecularity is a theoretical concept since it just need a balanced elementary step. But here order need, what is that? Rate expression, or I can say rate equation. That rate equation is obtained by experimental data, therefore order is also one of the experimental quantity. So it is a one of the difference between molecularity and order of a reaction. Well, here, what is order of a reaction? It is the sum of power of concentration terms involved in a rate law or rate expression is called order of a reaction. Regarding order of a reaction may be 0, order of a reaction may be whole numbers, or order of a reaction may be fractional values. And one more thing to be remembered here is order is a experimental quantity. Okay. Well, so based on the order, as like based on molecularity, we have classified the reactions. Similarly, here also based on order, it is possible to classify the reactions into different types. Before going for those types of reactions based on order, well, we consider the differences between order and molecularity of a reaction. Well, what is the first difference? Remember, definition itself is the first difference. If you write the definition of order and molecularity, it becomes the difference. Okay. What is order? Sum of the powers of concentration terms involved in a rate law is called order of a reaction. So what is molecularity? It is the number of molecules taking part in a elementary step. Or you can say it is the number of molecules participating in the elementary step of a reaction is called molecularity of a reaction. So is the first difference. Coming to the second one, order of a reaction is determined experimentally. So I can say it is an experimental quantity. What about molecularity? Molecularity is determined theoretically, which means molecularity is a theoretical concept. So is the second difference. Then the third difference, order of a reaction can be 0. As we observed, whenever you go through the examples, you come across order of a reaction will be 0. That is, when I consider reaction between H2 and Cl2, there we got order n is equal to 0. It means order of reaction can be 0. But what about molecularity? Molecularity of reaction cannot be 0. If it is 0 in the sense, there is no reactant molecules at all. If no reactant molecules, then there is no consideration of reaction. Therefore, we say molecularity of reaction cannot be 0. So, it is the third difference. And the fourth one, order of a reaction can have even fractional values. As we got reaction between H2 and Br2, there we got 3/2 as its order. Means order of reaction may be fractional. But what about molecularity? Molecularity is always whole number. Okay. So it is regarding differences between order and molecularity of a reaction. I hope you understood these concepts. That is molecularity, types of reaction based on molecularity, then order, differences between molecularity and order. Understood all this concept. Again in the next session, we discuss about some other concept of a chemical kinetics.
Thanks for watching.
Like,
Comments
share,
and
subscribe.